for Manchester City to take them 7 points clear of Leicester in third. When Leicester look at that goal,
allow him to go from there to where he passes the ball. And look at the blue shirts. There's one pass on, yet nobody goes with him. I think that's why Christian Fuchs goes off in the end. He looks absolutely shattered. He couldn't stay with Gabriel Jesus, his run. But you'd either have to bring him down or cut out this pass. He's onside. He's onside by, you know, a couple of inches. He's onside. There's no problem with that. But you can't allow him to run that far and just slip him in and then get a chance on target. Really poor goal, actually. Considering they've acquitted themselves really well as Owen.
Peels off and almost goes down the wing. Mahrez goes down the middle. The centre-backs didn't have anybody to mark. So they were a bit confused whether they should go press Mahrez. And it was just a good bit of execution, but poor defending, really, from Leicester.
He finished it well, though, Jesus, having just come on.
Oh, he's brilliant. I mean, he's the best reserve centre-forward anywhere, I think. You know, he's unlucky that he's behind Sergio. But let's be honest, Sergio's one of the greatest we've ever seen. So he's brilliant to have come off the bench and affect the game.
And he offers you something completely different than Sergio. Sergio didn't have a touch of the ball in the penalty area up until his penalty missed, didn't he? And he comes on, and his movement is completely different all the time. And the man in question, Riyad Mahrez, put it on a plate for him.
He certainly did, and as if by magic, he's live at the King Power Stadium waiting to speak to us. Riyad, good to see you. Well done. How much did you enjoy that back at Leicester?
No, it's always good to come back to Leicester. A lot of memories, and we have won, so I'm happy.
Yeah, the first time you've won.
We lost, so yeah, it was a tough game, but happy to take the 3 points.
And you were allowed to run a long way for the goal, weren't you?
Yeah, I was running, and then more I was running, more I see the space open, so try to go inside the space. I want to shoot at first, and then at the last moment I see Gabi, so I try to act like I'm gonna shoot, and I give it to him on the right. Don't have the luck to be behind Sergio, but he's a top striker.
Riyad, what do you make of the way Leicester played today? Were you surprised at the way they set up? They had the back five and the two centre forwards stayed up the pitch?
I thought they was gonna take more, take a goal, like try to match us, like a 4-3-3. It made it more difficult for us, but we are used to play against a team very deep with 5 at the back, so we always trying to find a solution. And try to create chances to score goals.
Riyad, Steve McManaman, physically, how are you all feeling after the winter break, looking forward to the game on Wednesday against Real Madrid?
I think it was a very good test today before Real Madrid. Tough game, a lot of intensity, and that's what we needed. I think the team feel very good. And we are ready to go there and try to win.
And in terms of the Premier League, your manager has said you want to finish as close to Liverpool as possible, and in second. You've got a 7-point gap now over Leicester after that win.
Yeah, we knew we won today, having a very unbelievable season, but we are behind. We don't give anything. We have to try to get the more points we can and try to finish as high as possible.
Riyad, well done. Thanks for joining us, and nice little birthday present after yesterday.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well done.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Well done.
Riyad Mahrez, whose birthday it was yesterday.
My dreams.
I should know about a drink with James.
Your phone's been red hot today.
Oh, it has. I can iron my shirts with it, Steve.
There was one penalty in that game. These boys think there should have been more than one. What do you say?
So they think the one that wasn't given should have been a penalty. I can't see it's clear and obvious. See there, I'm not sure that strikes Laporte's back, goes on to De Bruyne's hands. He shouldn't.
Oh, you.
I'm telling you what I think the VAR might see, Steve.
No, I know, mate. I know.
It's it's such a tough call. It's what you would say. It's not a clear and obvious error to the VAR. He can't deem that.
Arms. So Laporte's are in a natural position.
Yeah.
De Bruyne's aren't.
Well, this is the difficulty, Owen, with handball. You know, we talk about making the body bigger. The argument from the PGMO will be that because his arms are right against his body, he hasn't made himself bigger. With the Leicester player, Pratt, his arms outstretched, you know, it's hit his elbow, his arms are outstretched, and they go on making the body bigger. Is he out of shape? You know, you will tell me as a footballer, you've turned like that, you've turned into, and it struck you.
His face, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it wouldn't be given as a penalty.
Absolutely. And what you would say, if he didn't protect his face, if you know, it would hit him in the face anyhow. So he hasn't blocked.
Mackin made a good point at half time. He's actually pulled his face out of there, isn't he, and left his hands there in a way. So would they look at that and go, well, his face isn't there? I agree, if his face is there, that makes sense. But he's almost away from it, isn't he?
And that's what I said, Owen. If you watch the shot go through, you know, he's square on, he's like this, and then he turns away, and it's because he turns away, and his body shape turns away. That's why we get this element of, has he handled the ball? Is it in an unnatural position? My take is it started in a natural position. It probably looks at the outcome that it's not. But I think because by the time he's turned side,
it doesn't come off his back. If anything, it hits them at the same time. And I get its explanation. I really do. I just do not agree with it. That's all. It's simple as that, really. And I think
goals between two of the top three in the Premier League in the first half at the King Power Stadium. What have you made of it, Steve?
I've really enjoyed the game. It's been nice to see two attack-minded teams going at it. Lots of chances, lots of talking points, lots of class on show. But it's been really enjoyable, really enjoyable.
Yeah, Manchester City dominated possession, but Leicester looked a more dangerous team. We've had plenty of interesting moments in the game, and I'm sure we'll get some real quick.
Yeah, we talked about Jamie Vardy before the game, having not scored since he scored at Manchester City, 8 games without a goal. Had he been in a rhythm like earlier in the season, do you think he would have put this one away?
Yeah, I do. I mean, this is very Vardy-esque, if you can call it that. And that finish actually is the harder finish he actually chose, you know, hitting it with the inside of his right foot away from the keeper. He could have gone around Ederson, he could have gone the other side, sort of the left as we're looking of Ederson, and he's chosen to go behind him, to the right-hand side of him. And as you see the arc of the ball and the angle of the ball, it was always difficult to try and squeeze it in there.
We said those moments were going to be there. The way City play, he can run in behind. He needed to be clinical, and he just wasn't. They had enough chance in that first half to get a goal.
Could Leicester have had a penalty in the first half?
Yeah, well, Mac and I, we were looking at it and thinking, surely it should have been. I think that's the confusion with VAR. Some things are, some things aren't.
Oh, let's be honest, it drives you mad. Steve, absolutely mad. How is this not a penalty? How is that not a penalty? He's moved his hands, he's moved his body away from the ball. He hasn't jumped with the rest of his team, and his arms are in an unnatural position, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there must be a more technical reason, because it hasn't been given. They've looked at it, but if you turn your body away and put your hands up there, no, that has to be a penalty in my book. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne is an incredible footballer.
He's protecting his face.
Yeah, but
he's not protecting his face.
It's not near his face. He's getting out the way of it with his face.
He's protected his face by turning his body away from the ball.
No, he's not protecting his face. He's getting out the way. His face is getting out the way, and his arms stay there. Do you mean it's not going to hit?
Everybody's jumps. He's turned away as if he's scared of the ball, and he's put his arms up there.
Steve, when you stand in a wall, the manager says the one thing I don't want to see is players break apart. That's why players lock arms. You don't leave a gap and turn away like that. I mean,
yeah, and if three of you are jumping, you have to jump as well. And the only people, well, I mean, I think that's, as Owen rightly said, the inconsistencies of these handball decisions drive everybody mad. How is that when you look at it? All the others are jumping.
Look at the other two, they got their arms down there.
And De Bruyne has lifted his arms from his side up in the air.
Look where his hands are compared to the other two. Tells you enough. Tells you enough.
I mean, it's not great. It's not great.
The ref can miss it, but then we got VAR there to catch it, right? Well, sometimes.
What about when Ederson made the challenge on Iheanacho?
Well, the first thing I worried for was Iheanacho, because this is one of the hardest collisions I've seen all season. Great ball from Maddison, willing runner in behind Iheanacho, and he gets absolutely clattered. Initially, I thought he got there first. You see he's onside there. Look, he gets there. He's there first, but he actually doesn't head the ball. If he heads the ball, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Doesn't catch it. Ederson is late, and I think they just come together there. I think if he heads that, it's a penalty all day, but he misses it.
If he heads that, it could have gone in the back of the net. And then I think when the ball diverts to another position, I think it shows what the challenge is about. But you see here, he really doesn't hit him, and if anything, it's just a collision in the box.
So not for you?
Not for me, that going on.
OK, and thankfully, great to see Kelechi Iheanacho back on the pitch. And he will hope to get off of that goal threat for Leicester in the second half. Brendan Rodgers looking to beat Pep Guardiola for the first time. Still very much in this game at 0-0 at the break. Today's action with the 3-point for City. It all began with many a talking point and a win for Chelsea against Tottenham by 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Big win for Burnley, but that doesn't tell the story of the game at Turf Moor either in terms of VAR at St Mary's. 3 games tomorrow, of course, including Manchester United, Watford and Arsenal against Everton at the Emirates. And the leaders are in action in the Monday Night Football. Liverpool at home to third bottom West Ham United. So as we said, 7 points now between second and third after that win for City against Leicester, but Leicester still with that 10-point cushion. Chelsea 4 clear of Tottenham after that win at Stamford Bridge. Manchester United have the opportunity to go 5th tomorrow. If they beat Watford, and Burnley are today's big movers, they are suddenly up to 8th, just a point behind Manchester United. Norwich play tomorrow, so too do Watford. West Ham on Monday, but much more from Steve and Owen to come on all the reaction from the King Power Stadium, where the champions in second have disposed of Leicester in third. Many a talking point. Penalty save. Thought Leicester had stayed in it until Jesus